Steve here with Alloyed RPG. This weekend is a super exciting weekend for all of us on the writing team because we get to reveal this, the Alloyed RPG Core Essentials Hardback. Alloyed RPG Core Essentials is exactly that. It is the core essentials that allows anyone to jump right into the game with this one simple volume. It's available right now on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. And as always, all of the content is and will always be, we hope, free of charge on alloydrpg.com. We are super committed to making sure that anybody who wants to play this game can play it. We did not do this for the money. We did it because we love to play. That said, what you actually get in this book is pretty impressive. If you are into D&D, this would be the equivalent of getting the player's handbook, the DM's guide, the monster manual, and a starter campaign all in one volume. It's pretty impressive. We're going to dive into it, show you what's in the book, but of course you can go online and check it out as well. So let's dive in. Starting with the cover, it is of course full color. The finish is a matte finish, and we tried to keep it pretty simple. Basically, everything you need to play the game. Very cool spine. I think this really pops out. I'm kind of proud of this. Definitely sticks out on the bookshelf for sure, if that's all the space you have. And then the back cover is also pretty cool. Kind of alludes to the ominous nature of the adventures. And like we always say, it's like Dungeons and Dragons without all the math. So let's take a look into it. It is 224 pages and yeah, nicely bound. Starts out there, and then we've got table of contents. Of course, there's also credits right here. Yes, we do use AI, so that if that's a problem for you, you know, hey, what can I tell you? You don't have to play the game, but yes, we do use some AI for art. That said, we also commission a ton of artwork as well, especially maps. So we get into the core rules. It starts out building your character and then talks about playing the game. Very simple, but you can see just really nicely illustrated, full color, just really good, high quality paper, all that good stuff. Here's all the gear. We'll go into the magic section, I think, next. Yep. So these are the different magic sections. And then it kind of goes to the end of that. We get into the mythos. This is really cool. So these are all the maps and mythos of the world. Each of the continents is represented here and kind of the gist and the flavor of those. Then we get into the creature compendium. This is always people's favorites. What's neat about the creature compendium is on the artwork here, and you've probably seen some of our other videos, we use miniatures. So we kind of start with the minis and work our way backwards. So the creature compendium has the list right here of all of those artists that create the original STL sculptures for those minis, and they each have a an abbreviation for that studio that did it. So when you get to the index, for example, here's the index, and each of those then has who the artist was. Also on each entry right here, you'll see who the artist was as well. So if you want to buy an air elemental, you can buy this exact one through this STL designer. So really cool. So that's 100 entries for that. It's a pretty good part of the book. It's about 50% of the book. So as we get to the end here on the creature compendium part, then we get into Lost Envoys of Alnico Island. This, of course, has spoiler alerts. If you just want to play the game, it's intended for the GM or the DM, as we call them. But this is actually the full campaign of Lost Envoys of Alnico Island. Really pretty cool. It's got also these neat little splash pages that weren't in the original stuff. Just some really cool graphics as we go. So that's that campaign. With that campaign, we introduce a couple of NPCs that are unique to that campaign or first introduced there. So that's what this is, similar to the Creature Compendium. Then we have Random Encounters. So this is Random Encounters Module A, and this is basically a 20 different randoms. And what's nice is we deliberately set it up so that when you open it, it's the map and the scenario. And then the map and the scenario. And it's got 20 of those, so you can roll a d20 and randomly pick one of these encounters. In addition to that, each random encounter has 5 variations. So you can roll a d20, divide by 4, and you can actually have then up to 100 different variants for these randoms that you can just drop in to any campaign. Doesn't matter the platform. Of course, we wrote it for Alloyd, but you can use it for D&D or Pathfinder or whatever, and really cool. So that's 20 random encounters. These are maps by Dyson, and of course we include that credit there as well. So then at the end, you have really kind of a wrap up, and then this is like a mini DM screen. This is also downloadable at alloydrpg.com. You can see it's divided by 3, so if you print it, you can fold it and have it as a mini DM screen, and it's just got your cheat sheets there. And then of course the last page is your character sheet. We put this on the last page in case somebody actually wants to photocopy this, because that way you're not, bending all the other stuff. It just makes it easier to photocopy. But again, this is downloadable as a fillable PDF and also as just a regular print PDF as well. One more thing that I forgot to mention about these random encounters is that we deliberately made these maps so that all of the stuff, all the buildings and things and numbers are at a 45-degree angle. So you can see like the hand here is not this way or this way, it's 45. That's because for people that want print, you can read it this way, but you can also make a photocopy or put it on the computer screen, and it can go this way for screen use. So anyway, a lot of cool stuff went into this book. Of course, just really beautiful illustrations and really, really cool. We're pretty proud of it. Well, I'm sure you can appreciate how much attention to detail went into this book. This was a real labor of love for us as far as the writing team goes. We are so excited when people first crack this thing open and they play it at their table and they have so much fun. That brings joy to us. So we really do hope you'll check it out. It's available on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and may your dice always roll with advantage.